Okay, well, I have a minute or two in somewhat shaky, unflattering sort of thing. I worked out, so I'm a little shaky from blood sugar and nerve damage and things like that. So I'm going to try and set this up. What I want to do is kind of illustrate what I've been talking about in terms of being able to move the arm, like, for example, with opening form. Be able to move it by the wrist, like having a marionette string. Pull it up, as opposed to, you know, you see a lot of people raising their shoulders, lifting up at the elbow. You know, when lifting up the wrist, like, please set up. Okay. Whew. So what we want is, that's how we do it with this one. So you see how, oh, there we go. So if I have my arm in here like this, it's nice and relaxed. The marionette string is pulling the wrist up, not the elbow. If I lift the elbow, that's activating the shoulder, creating tension, separating the arm from the body. What I want, so this hand is sort of the puppeteer. Here's the string. This is the arm I want to move. Now, if I let go with this hand, my right hand here, it just drops. So you can tell, if I had tension in it and I let go, that's holding up by itself. Instead, it's being pulled. Now notice, elbow pointed down. There's still a little bit of distance between my body and the arm. That's what we want for opening. In fact, this is what we want for all of them. Even if you're playing, you know, we're playing Pong, this, turn in the palm, hold that, you know, world famous curve, and that's what we have with it. Now, when I lift and let go, I'm going to let go and have just enough to hold this up. Just enough. That's it. I'm not now tensing up and that elbow's not coming in, the shoulder's not flexing. So when I lift, try that again because, yeah, I was lifting. When I lift, now this is my left hand here in the sling. I'm going to let just enough to hold it up. Just enough to hold it up. And take the sling away. There's where you want your arm in Taiji. Now it's not dead. There's energy going through it, especially now when I activate the hand, which is why maybe you see like that finger and the thumb activating. So the hand's relaxed. There's still intent and energy going through. So it's not dead, but it's still then connected in with the whole. The elbow's not flashing up, the shoulder's not coming up near the ear, and then I can disengage it appropriately. Now, there's sort of little things we'll do that with partner drills and having people help with that. And you actually see a lot of times they'll do one arm and then they'll be in here like this, waiting for the other arm to be done because there's still a lot of tension still in there. You know, they have their arm out and the other person's holding it, telling them to relax. That one side will drop, but the other side still got tension. So yeah, I just wanted to illustrate that. I did that with my class the other day, and I wanted to make sure that I was like, oh, I have the equipment to do that here, so why don't I put that up on the channel here? Because I think it would be good as an elucidator of some of the things that I've talked about already in a couple of the videos and will be discussing in ones further to come. So, the usual, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I don't know if this channel has a bell, but ring it, I guess. It's what YouTube people say, right? You got to ring some bell and subscribe and all that good stuff. So I hope that's helpful. I actually had it when I was still training with my teacher. There was like this 6-month span where he was talking about, you know, my main focus for that 6 months was pungjing in Taiji, was just the pungjing. And one of the things that I did was I had, in the apartment that I had in the basement, I had a heavy bag. This was the apartment that heavy bag got stolen from. And which was impressive. They had to break into the closet thing to do that too, which was, you know, great. But I would, you know, if I was done hitting it or anything else like that, I had just like a piece of cloth, and I'd tie off to the like carabiner that I had the heavy bag on, and I would loop it in, and I would just sit my wrist in there in that sort of like pung, rounded posture, and then just let my arm go and just put just enough to make sure that I kept the shape. But the rest of that, and that combined with like other standing routines and stuff like that, really helped kind of be able to drop that tension, and then eventually not necessarily even move in from the wrist, but then have it where it's again inflating from the inside, coming out from the dantian. But this was sort of like a way to help stage that, to help relax the arms, keep them connected in then to the whole, be able to feel them better connected in with the whole body. And then, you know, those were the stages that led into then the further stages of being able to sort of feel it inflating from the dantian out. So there's, you know, stages. Some people might skip one or two and be able to knock them out, and some people might have to add some extra stages. But this is just a way to sort of illustrate some things that help me, and then, but also like just physically illustrate some of this stuff too. All right, so thanks. Again, YouTube-y stuff, and talk at you later. Keep training.